Hello everyone. In management accounting, we will see the new sum in this video. In this sum, we have the information of 2 years. So we have to find out the ratios for the 2 years. Let's go through the details. Final accounts of HR Limited of 2011-12 are as under. Here is the income statement, that is particulars, the information of 2011 and information of 2012. In the particulars, we have the information of cash sales, credit sales, less cost of goods sold. Then we got the gross profit, less expenses, which is factory expenses, transport expenses, administrative expenses, sales expenses, and interest on debenture. When we list these expenses from the gross profit, we get the net profit. So here we got the all information of 2011 as well as 2012. Then we are having balance sheet in which particulars 2011 and 2012. This is the different methods balance sheet. Okay. Fixed asset 30,000, debtors, cash and stock. These are the current assets. Okay. So this is also there in 2011 and 2012. Then we are having a creditors. When we minus the creditors from the current assets, we got the working capital. Creditors means current liabilities. Okay. So in current liabilities, there is only one detail, that is creditor. Total assets will become 1 lakh. Then we are having in 2012 it's 147. Then we are having the details of share capital, reserve and surplus, and debentures. So this is the balance sheet or and income statement, and some other details are also given in the sum, but we will start to find out the ratio. Gross profit ratio. Here we have to be very careful that we have to find the ratio for the 2 years, and then we have to compare these 2 years ratio, that which years in which year ratio increases or decreases than previous year. So first we will find out the gross profit ratio. The formula of the gross profit ratio is gross profit divided by sales into 100. In 2011, we have the gross profit of 64,000 and sales for 3 lakh rupees. So we divide 64,000 by 3 lakh into 100. So we get 21.33% gross profit ratio in 2011. In 2012, we are having the gross profit of 76,000 and sales of 3,74,000 into 100. So we divide 76,000 by 3,74,000 into 100, and then we get the answer of 20.32%. So here we can clearly see that in 2012, gross profit ratio decreased than 2011. So this narration we have to write down. So we can write like this way: in 2012, gross profit ratio decreased than 2011. Now we will find out the second ratio, that is operating ratio. The formula of operating ratio is cost of goods sold plus operating expense divided by sales into 100. We are having all the information, so we have to just keep the amount in the ratio, in the formula. So we have cost of goods sold is 2,36,000 in 2011, and operating expense is 49,000 in 2011. Sales we have already discussed in the last ratio, that is 3 lakh. So we will divide 2,85,000 by 3 lakh into 100. So we get 95%. Now we have to find out operating ratio for the 2012. Formula will be same, just amount will be changed. So cost of goods sold is given in 2012 is equal to 2,98,000 and operating expense are 59,000 in 2012. So we will add 59,000 into 2,98,000 and then we will divide by 374. So 3,57,000 divided by 3,74,000 into 100. So we'll get the ratio 95.45%. So here also we can clearly see that in 2012 the ratio is decreased. Sorry, the ratio is increased because 2011 it is 95%. In 2012 it is 95.45%. So here the ratio, expense ratio is increasing and profit ratio is decreasing. You are getting the point? So we can write down this in 2012 operating ratio increased than 2011. Let's go further. This is net profit ratio. For net profit ratio, the formula is profit after interest and tax divided by sales into 100. We are having the profit, net profit, that is 15,000 divided by 3 lakh into 100. So we get the net profit ratio is 5%. Same way we find out the net profit ratio for 2012 and that is 17,000 divided by 3,74,000 into 100. So we get the ratio 4.55%. So again the profit ratio decreased. So we can write down that in 2012 net profit ratio decreased than 2011. Now we will find out the total assets ratio. To find out the total assets ratio, the formula is total assets ratio is equal to sales by total assets. In 2011, the sales is 3 lakh and total asset is 1,50,000. So we can easily go through that where is the total assets in the balance sheet. The total asset is 1,50,000. 1 lakh is total assets and fixed asset 50,000 is already given in the sum. So total assets will be 1,50,000. So the ratio will be 2. In 2012, it is 3,74,000 divided by 2,23,000. So the ratio will be 1.68%. So here in 2012, the total asset ratio decreased than 2011. Now we will find out the stock turnover ratio. Stock turnover ratio's formula is cost of goods sold divided by average stock. Average stock is equal to opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2. Cost of goods sold, we are already having the amount. So we have to just find out the average stock. In 2011, we will write down that 40,000 is opening stock. It is given in the additional information and 60,000 is closing stock. So we will divide 1 lakh divided by 2 is equal to 50,000. In 2011, we will keep the amount in the formula of stock turnover ratio, that is 2,36,000 divided by 50,000. So the answer will be 4.72 times. In 2012, we have to find out the average stock. So closing stock of 2011 will be the opening stock of 2012, that is 60,000. The closing stock of 2012 is 94,000 and we will divide 1,54,000 divided by 2, that is 77,000. Now we will keep the amount in the formula of stock turnover ratio for 2012, that is 2,98,000 divided by 77,000. So we'll get the answer 3.87 times. Here you can also see that stock turnover ratio also decreased. Means whichever the activity or whichever ratio shows the profit or the collection that impacts on the profit, that ratio is decreased and the expenses ratio is increased in 2012. So here we can mention that in 2012 stock turnover ratio decreased than 2011. Now next ratio, net profit with capital ratio. The formula for this is equal to profit after interest and tax divided by share capital plus reserves into 100. In 2011, the profit after interest and tax is 15,000 divided by 75,000 plus 25,000 reserves into 100. So we'll find out 15,000 divided by 1 lakh into 100, that is 15%. For 2012, 17,000 divided by 75,000 plus 42,000 into 100. So it is 17,000 divided by 1,17,000 into 100. So we get the answer 14.53%. So here we can clearly see that here, if with the capital, regarding the capital also, the net profit ratio is decreasing. So in 2012, ratio decreased than 2011. Now we'll see the last ratio, that is debtors ratio. Debtors ratio will be debtors plus bills receivable divided by credit sales into days of the year. So in 2011, it is 50,000 divided by 2,70,000 into 365 days. The days will be 67. For 2012, it is 82,000 divided by 3,42,000 into 365. So the days will be 87. So here the debtors ratio is increased because the number of days of collection is increased. So we have to mention that in 2012 debtors ratio increased than 2011. Guys, here there is only one thing new, that is we have to find out the 2 years ratio and we have to compare the ratio among 2 years. Okay, you can practice with the examples and even you can do the practice with the similar sums in the book. We are just away with the 2 or 3 sums and then we'll finish this chapter. So please do practice, calculate this sum properly and thoroughly, and then do practice with the examples also, because in examples the solution is already given. And though you can, if you find any difficulty, you can contact me, you can ask me. I'll try to resolve your difficulties. Thank you.